This conference will now be recorded. This
the
conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
so I'm just touching upon yesterday's activity.
And I
Yesterday,
didn't receive this recording link that first day started, no?
Anita will be sharing it today. Yesterday she replied to your message stating that she will post in the morning. So today you can expect.
Yeah. And my intention to for this one too, how can I write my own code and how can I understand that real-time scenarios and how how can I give my own way of understanding the coding and the requirement levels for especially in Java perspectives. So I don't miss anything these parts for real-time scenarios. So
So if you look at the course content, it is mainly intended for your independent development only. So I've told in the first day also, it will make you to write the code independently without anyone assistant. If some issue comes also, we will train you in such a way that you can debug the issue by yourself. So that is how we have designed the course content. If you see, I'll be telling not only the core Java concept, I'll be telling the tips in the IDE also, the shortcuts in IDE, what are the different ways you can use the IDE to minimize your development effort. So that is how we are training. If it is just a course training you theoretically means I would have used only a PowerPoint presentation so that I'll teach you the theoretical part and I can leave. But we are not going in that way. We are training you practically. I myself will do some errors and all, and I'll show if you do like this, this is the expected error. If this is error, this is how you have to correct it. That is how we are training. And so if you see
and this one,
last
this IDE, I don't know about my, so far in my previous one, I did use that Eclipse one, I think. Yeah, I didn't use this IntelliJ.
so it's good that you are learning a new IDE. So now it is used widely used by most of the developers. That's why we have chosen. There are 3-4 IDEs available in market for this Java itself. Eclipse is one among them, and IntelliJ. Next thing is Visual Studio Code, STS. These 4 things are available. But if you personally, I'm telling my own personal experience, you can see some performance related things when you use Eclipse. There may be chances if your system is not supporting, you may experience some performance issues. That is my personal experience. But IntelliJ, it's handy, I can say. That's why we are using this, and it's good to know more than one tool. Like Eclipse, means you can learn IntelliJ, and I will be telling you how to use a online compiler also. If you don't have a machine where you can install this IntelliJ or Eclipse means, you can very well use an online compiler. I'll be showing now. So in your
Yeah,
browser,
morning class. Okay.
no, no, compiler.
From IDE as well, today, I think evening class, you type some ls command, something in the tool. But I didn't understand that time, but
Mm. So I'll tell you that also. That is a terminal execution. So this is your online compiler. It will be exactly like your compilations, your Java code, everything you can write here. You don't need to install JDK. Say, if you have to set up IDE in your local machine means you have to install a supporting software.
yes, yes,
If
yes.
JDK you need to install, and using that JDK only you can do your compilation and executions and all. So in the online compiler you don't need to really worry about it. Everything is already configured. You can very well start writing your code here. Say this is a simple code available, allow one execute it, and you can see the result here itself. And there are some other online compilers also available which will help you to set your own JDK preference also. If you want to run with 1.7, there is a drop down available. There you can go and select which version of JDK you want to use it for your particular program. Because some of the program need Java 8 JDK. The new features in Java 8, if you are planning to try it, so there you can go and select your JDK preferences. So there are multiple options available. If you can deploy or if you can install IDE in your local machine, it's really good. If you feel that I'm using a company laptop there, I can't use or I can't install a software, then you can practice very well in the online compiler kind of thing.
Okay. In this
And
also little confusion that JDK, Java Development Kit, JRE, Java Runtime Environment, and JVM as well, right? Java Virtual Machine.
yes,
So,
those things I have covered in the session 1. Okay, I will just touch upon, I'll take 1 or 2 minutes to tell it. Sahan is not there. Fine. So these are the three things you have mentioned: JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay. So if you are a developer, you need JDK. JDK is nothing but JRE and some development tools. Okay. So I'll tell you something. You are creating one app, and that app you are developing in Windows operating system. Okay, but the end user, there is no guarantee that you will be using same operating system where you have developed. If you are creating a website, if they ask you to deploy your website in Linux machine, then you can't say that no, I have developed in Windows machine, then I will deploy only in Linux machine. We won't say that. We say it's a platform independent. Write once, use anywhere is a concept we use in Java. So Java, the main or unique feature is platform independent. You can develop anywhere, that is in any operating system, that will be executable or that will be deployed. So deploy is the technical term. A layman term is install. You are installing your developed software in a machine. So in technical terms, we call it as deployed. So even if you go to office, if they say is deployment done, means you should not see it's different. It's like installation. You have developed a code. It can be a jar file or a var file, and you are installing the jar or var in a specific environment. It can be Linux environment. It can be Windows environment. Okay, so you are developing something and it is installed somewhere. So usually you use your Eclipse in your laptop, you develop a code, Java code, and you will install in a Linux machine, for example. So the Linux machine is your environment. Company is providing one IP address stating that in this IP address, this is Linux operating system machine. Deploy it means that we call it as environment. So in that environment, you don't need JDE because you're not developing something. You need only JRE. JRE means it will have the environment to convert your code you have developed in a Windows machine. Okay,
yeah.
and you are deploying in a Linux machine. So somewhere this manipulation has to be done. You know, right? Computer understands only the binary codes,
Yeah.
zeros and ones, and
Yes.
this we call it as machine codes. And this machine code will vary from one operating system to other operating system, one CPU to other CPU. So you have
Mm.
developed in a Windows machine, that is in .java, for example. Yesterday we have shown, right, main.java. You have developed it and you have compiled it, and it's created main.class. So it created one .class file. It has some, so that .class file is installed in a machine. Your target machine means that should understand your code. So I have created one .class file. I hope my screen is visible to you, Shrikant. Is it visible?
Yes. Yes, visible.
Okay. So here I have my bytecode. It is generated in my machine, and I am deploying into the target machine, that is the environment provided by my organization. So there only this JVM come into picture, Java Virtual Machine, JVM. What this JVM will do, it will convert my bytecode into a native code. Native code is nothing but it will change my code wherever it is developed. It is related to the operating system which I have developed it. It converts that code to the code which can be understood by the target machine. If this is developed in Windows and you are deploying in Mac, means the JVM will take care of that full responsibility. It will make the corresponding interpretation and it will change the code to the Mac related binary code. So first, do you understand what is JVM activity?
Yeah.
Okay, so again I'm repeating. So you would have developed in one operating system and you will deploy it in another operating system machine. This is your desktop and this is the company's Linux environment. So or a Mac environment. It can be anything, target. It can be same Windows also. Once you are deploying, the machine should understand what you have written. So that conversion will be done by JVM. JVM takes care of it. So now JVM is there. So JVM plus some additional library is my JRE. So we are going from bottom to top. JVM plus some supporting classes is the JRE. What does this JRE do? You are not a developer. You got only the app, some software package you have got, one zip file they have provided, and that zip file you are unzipping and using in your laptop. Means you don't need JDK, only JRE is fine. What JRE will do? JRE as JVM that will help the code to understand my laptop binary codes. That will make the package. It can be developed by your friend. It can be published somewhere in the Google Play Store. So that app, when you're downloading and using in your machine, means that should be understandable by your local machine. So that activity will be done by JVM and an environment is needed. That is called JRE. If you're not doing any development, only you're using the Java application in your machine. If you are the end user, then JRE is fine. Okay, this is runtime environment for running the Java application. Finally, this JDK. Okay, so what this JDK will do? So JDK will have this Java runtime plus this development tools. So I am a developer. I need an environment and I need the jars and libraries which supports me to do my development. Okay. So you said you had Eclipse, right? So Eclipse, what we are doing, you write your code, you will compile it. That is, you would have clicked the run button. So immediately you are seeing the result. So it means that you are doing a development and there is a environment provided for you to deploy your code and you are seeing the result. So two activities you are doing in the same Eclipse. It means you need JDK. For development, you need the supporting libraries and jar. For the deployment or the runtime environment, you need JRE. Clear?
Yeah.
So now that these three concepts you're clear, right? What is JVM, JRE, JDK? Who will be using these? So irrespective whether you are using JDK or JRE, JVM is needed because that has to convert the code from your standard operating system developed code to the machine where it is actually running.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Again, naming convention I have mentioned yesterday. Okay, and coming back to the one you have asked, right? The terminals which I showed. See, this is one simple Java program. In Eclipse also would have created. It will be like this only. You will have a package, you will have a class, and this is my main method. And I have a simple print statement. In every thing, they will say hello world. It's your first program. All programming languages. So here also we can use the same thing. So I have a package. Package is nothing but say they are providing you one task of building one online shopping application. So you can write n number of code, you can create n number of classes. So combining, grouping all these classes, like similar generic classes, and creating a group, it's called package. Group of similar classes or interfaces, everything will be in a package. So finally, when somebody asks, are you done with your task, means you will give the package only to them. Yeah, I'm done with it. This is my package. Please use it for your usage. So then you will have class. Then you will have your method. Then this is one simple statement. So now I'm executing it. So you can either run this program using the green button here, or at the top you can see a run. So the shortcut is Alt Shift F10. If you are using, you feel that I don't want to run it via either of this run option or with this green button, means in your keyboard you can very well hold this Alt Shift and click on F10. It will start executing your program. So these are the three ways you can run it using the IDE. And the next option which I was telling you yesterday is using the terminal. This is also we do. If you feel that I want to learn this also, it's good. The thing is, when I click on terminal, the path where I have saved my project is, so when I created a project, I have given this path. So if you get the video number 1, you can see how the selection and all I have done it. So if this path is set, so the command which I was using are all terminal commands, that command prompt commands. So I was using the Linux based commands yesterday. So ls means list the files in the particular folder or directory. So it was listing, these are the folders. DD means directory. If you look at this, something starts with D, right? These are all directories. And this is one file. So again, we have a output directory, we have a SRC directory. SRC is nothing but your source code folder. Here only all your source code will be saved. So here you can see the hierarchy. So once I create a project, left hand side, you can see the project structure. So I have created a project of training. Under that, you have two folders, SRC and out. Under SRC, I have my package. Package is nothing but the one which I specified in the line number 1. So under the package, I have a class file called main.class. So this hierarchy you are seeing, right? Similar thing will be here. So this is your tree structure and this is your command line structure. So as in, so cd means change directory. This is Linux command. This is not Java. I'm telling you Linux commands also so that you can try it from terminal. So Shrikant, the expectation is at least try to spend 10 to 15 minutes whenever you find time. You try to recreate the thing which and all I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So that you will be familiar with the commands, you'll be familiar with the way to execute. Surely you will get an error. That error you will try to fix it. So hands-on is important. How much ever we tell, you feel it's easy, but when you get into the actual thing, then only you will come to know the real challenges and how to rectify it. So both the things you will be doing. So CD is change directory. Change directory means I'm in a folder called training. I want to go to another directory. Change directory. Directory means folders. So in Windows you will say folders. In Linux you will call it as directories. Okay. So CD SRC. So now if you see I'm into the SRC folder, then again I'm saying ls list. So it's listing what and all inside. Again I'm having one directory, a folder. So I'm going inside. Okay, then I'm listing. So now I have one more folder called company. So these everything is in this hierarchy. Okay, so com company. So under SRC I have com and company. So now I am into this. Okay, main.class, main.java. So main.java is a file created by me. Main.class is the one generated after the compilation. This is the source code which is typed here, and if I do a compilation, then it will create the .class file. I'll show you that also. So this is the folder. So what I'm doing is I'm deleting this class file, okay, so that it's easy for you. I'll start from the scratch. Previously it is generated and it is available. Now I don't have my .class file. I have only the source code which is typed by me, main.java. So now what I'm doing is I am converting this human readable code to a class file, bytecode. So for this, the command which we will use is javac main.java. So javac, if you see, the color itself is different because this is the command used to compile. Again, this javac is nothing but it will refer to the path of the JDK where it is installed. Usually it will be program files JDK. So in that path it's configured. You can go and check after you do the JDK installation. You can very well check your environment variables, like my computer environment variables. If you see, there will be one row added for this in your class path. So though I say it is javac, it means that it's specifying to the path. So I have executed this. Now if you see, so previously I had only main.java. Now I have one main.class created. If you look at the time frame now, so it is reason most one, the newly created. Clear?
Yeah.
So now I have created a Java file, but I have want to see this output hello world, means I have to execute it. So in that case, I'm going back to my src folder. So I'm typing java com dot company dot main. So I'm executing like this. Java, it's like this is for compilation. Java C is for compilation, and this is to run my code. Can you see? Hello world.
Yeah.
So what I did, two things I have done. The first thing is I navigated to the path where the source code is available. My .java file is available. The extension .java file is available, and I have run the command javac space the class file name main.java. It can be anything, test.java or order.java. It can be anything. So javac space that particular Java file I have provided. Then I came to the source code base directory. So this is the path. So I came out. I came out of this package folder. So I came to the src, the source code base folder, and I executed this command. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you clear? So this and all some additional thing it's good to learn. So how, if somebody asks you, if you're going to an interview and the interviewer is asking how will you execute or how will you compile the Java code from your terminal or command line, if they say CLI code, if they ask, you can very well say javac is for compilation and Java, that those are the commands you will use. Java is the one to run it. Javac compilation, Java to run. So these are the commands I will use. Then I will get the result. You can tell this can be your one of the interview question.
Yep.
What are the different ways you execute means through IDE I'll execute, and not only through this terminal. You have your Windows CLIs, right? Your command prompt in your Windows machine, right? On black window will open. If you go and say CMD.
Yeah. Actually, I
This
use
right?
Mac one. Yeah, I do. I know.
Okay. There also you can navigate. The only thing is here you are using the Linux commands like ls, cd and all you are using, right? There you will be using Windows commands. Instead of cd, you will be using dir. So go to the directory dir space, you will say src, dir space com. So you will navigate to that part and same thing you will use there also. So now are you clear about this terminal execution?
Yeah.
Next thing is,
And can you show me the how to create project in IDE? This one training one from the beginning. Can you create another one?
sure. So if you want to create a project, new project, a new window will open like this. You can
Yeah.
specify the name of the project and you can specify the path. If so, I'm using this path for this training. So I'm using D:\Java code. If you want to change it to different directory, you can. It's your option. The folder where you want to save your code, you can specify the code. And so we are using Java, right? So I have selected Java here. This IDE IntelliJ support other areas also, but we are concentrating only on Java here. And next thing is build a system. If you are doing Spring Boot, that is our next topic. After completing the core Java, we'll be doing the Spring Boot related things. Maven, Cradle, and all will come into picture if you are doing Spring Boot framework related codes. For now, for core Java, leave it. Like, don't select any of these. You can leave it here. And JDK is, so before using this IDE, you have, like for this, you have to install two things in your machine. One is JDK. So I have covered it in the previous recording, the very first day recording. So go to the
Okay.
browser, type JDK download, and it will redirect you to Oracle site, and you can download JDK, the latest version available in the site. So you can use it. And after JDK installation, you can install the IntelliJ also. Again, you can go to the browser and type IntelliJ download. It will take you to the JetBean site, and you can download it. And once it is done, it will automatically show. First you have to install JDK, then you have to install IntelliJ. Then it will show the options. If you have more than one JDK in your machine, that you will get to know, like you can see multiple options. I have used only JDK 18, which is currently available in the site, the latest one. So I've used it. So it is automatically checked. And by default, when you open this IntelliJ for the very first time, this checkbox won't have been checked. It will be blank only. So what is this particular thing will do is it will add the sample code. When I open it, you can see one class was there, one package was there, some system.out statement was there, right? So it will create the relevant code. One sample class it will create and keep it ready for me. Instead of I'm going to create one main class. So what I'm going to do is I'm checking this box. And when I click on create, this particular structure will be created. You see, exactly like this, you will see one tree structure in your machine. So this is the way you will create a new project. This main class and all I didn't create. It is created by the IntelliJ itself, and it is displaying for me.
Okay.
Clear? If you want to create any new class files, you can right click against this package, click on new. Then if I want a new Java class, I can click on that, and you can name the Java class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it as car. Okay. And naming convention, you can see for classes, the first letter I'm using the capital. This we have covered yesterday's session. First letter is car and it should be noun. So that naming convention I've used. If you look at this, created under a package of com.company and my class name is car. Okay.
Mm.
So the shortcut. So you have to create one main method, means the shortcut I'll be using PSVM. Okay. So you have
Yeah.
to type shortcut is PSVM, and when you click on enter, it will automatically create the static main method, the default method it will create. Okay. Sorry, clear how to create a new class?
Yeah. So with the same package, we created another class. That's it, right? The
Yes,
train.
yes. Usually you will have only one package only. Usual thing. If you are going into a company also, they will have one package created. Under the package only, you will have as many number of classes created. For every new functionality, for every new task, you will create new class files. Interfaces would be there. Many different categories are there. We come cover one after the other, but it's very rare they will keep more than one package. Again, if there is a need, project need, then they will come up with new packages. This is for the package which you are created. There are some inbuilt packages are there. That is different. I'm talking about the package which you are creating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday, I've asked about the variables, right? The very basic things in variable.
Mm.
Commenting and all I've told yesterday, that you are clear, right? Single line comment, multi-line comment, Shrika.
Yeah.
Okay. So next thing is variables. So in IT world, so everything, whatever we are doing, it's all data, information, technology. So you are anything you can take. You are taking one online shopping site, means it's all data. What is data? Here is your online shopping. Let's take an example of Amazon itself. You want to buy one shoe, and so there the data is what color of shoe you want, what size you want, what design you want, what brand you want. These are all data. Okay. So these data are stored somewhere, which is nothing but your memory here. All these data are stored in memory, and the very easy way to handle this data is by using a variables. So let's go to this. Say you are planning to buy one shoe, so that shoe price is 200, okay, or 2000. You are planning to buy like this. If you say this, what computer will understand? What is this shoe price? 2000. And you don't have any information. So if I say like this is the price of the shoe I'm planning to purchase. I'm going to make a payment for this. So once you do like this, what will happen is this 2000 will come and save in any of this memory. So this is your memory. Every row has one address against it, like 1001. Let me see. See this as a memory address of 1000. Just I'm giving some random number. Okay, this is not the exact IP address. Sorry, memory address. So this is second row is my 1001, and third row is my 1002. So it's all like a rack where your data are all saved. So if I say my shoe price is 2000, immediately it will come and store in any of this memory at that memory rack. Okay, memory location they will say usually. We have a separate concept of memory that also will cover as part of this training. For now, we just think that there are some racks available. In one of the rack, my 2000 value, the data is stored. Okay, so next time, again, it has no clarity. What is this? They are saying just 2000, and what is the shoe price means? We are saying it is an integer. So 2000, it's an integer. You know what is integer, right? Integer, decimal numbers and all, you are aware, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, integer means one whole number without any decimal points. If you have something like this, it's different. This whole number you have. So this integer, so now computer will understand that. So this 2000 rupees is the integer, and the name is shoe price, and it has some value. So usually the definition of variable is variables are named memory location. So for this memory location, how can I say? Will you really remember all these memory locations? 1000, 1001, 1002 and all. It's really hard for you to remember. And
Yeah.
sometimes it will store in 1000, sometimes it will go randomly, it will go to some other locations also. So what they have done is they have come up with the variables. So variables are named memory location. So next time, if I want to fetch the data of 2000, I don't need to go and search for the memory location. So once this first statement executed, 2000, for example, it is stored in 1001. So next time you want instruct computer that please give me the data from 1001. You won't tell like that. What you will do is you will tell shoe price. I want the shoe price. Okay, so now I'm executing this code. So now it is doing building. So building is your compilation, and once that is built, you will see the output also. So now I made like I have printed the string. So if you see something in double quotes means this print statement will understand that as a string. So I want the value of shoe price. If that is the case, I should remove the double quotes and print like this. I want the value that is stored in the variable shoe price. So now it is 2000. So what I did, I didn't say that get me the data in 1001 memory location. I just said shoe price. So if I want to print a statement like I don't see just 2000 means what is this 2000? I don't have any idea about this. So I want to print like shoe price is 2000, something like this means in my print statement, as I said, like whatever I specify inside the double quotes in my system.out print line, it will print exactly. I'm using one plus symbol here. This is concatenation. Concatenation is adding or merging two different things. So the verbal English you use like concatenating. Same thing is applicable here also. concatenating two different things. So now if I want to print a meaningful output statement means I will be using like this. Shoe price 2000. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. Then this is, there are different ways to do it. There are different steps in variable handling. First thing is, this we call declaration. You are informing the computer that I am going to use a variable called shoe price, which is of type. This we call it as data type. This part is your variable and this part is your data type. What type of variable it is? It can be integer, can be your boolean, can be a string character. The next step I'll be showing that. Okay, what are the different primitive data types are available? We'll be covering that. So here, if you look at this, I have declared it. Then there should be, so once I declare, what will happen is for every data type, there are some specified byte allocations would be done. So that will be done. And next thing is, I want to give some value to the shoe price. So I'm giving a value. So this is called assigning or assignment. So what I'm doing, I'm assigning a value of 2000 to this variable. So this operator, they will call it as assignment operator. There is a topic called operators also. In that we will see what are the different operators are there. You have arithmetic operators, logical operators and all. This is assignment operator. So what we are doing, you assigning the value of 2000 to the shoe price. Next thing is, you can do, so I have done it in two different lines. I can do this in a single line also. How can I do this? This is one of the way. The next way is, in a single line, I can say int shoe price equal to 2000. So this is called initialization. So now you understand the different terms, right? Here you are only declaring it. You are telling that there is a shoe size variable of type int, that is declaration, and here you are doing assignment. If you are doing the assignment in the declaration itself, then we call it as initialization. So why, Shrikant, I'm insisting that if they ask any interview question, you should know the technical terms. But when you do a development, you don't need to muchly concentrated on these things. For interview purpose, I'm stretching upon these things. Okay.
Yeah.
When they ask, if they ask some situation, so your 5+ years experience, right? If they ask any situation question or scenario question, if they use these terms, you should be able to correlate it. They say, if they say like, I'm declaring a integer data type, can I change it later? Okay, then you should know what is declaration, what is this. So that clarity is needed. For that only I'm telling this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have declared it, but this is not going to be same. Now, so after a week, there is a price drop. Okay, and my shoe price has come down. Okay. So I'm executing. Now you see the shoe price is 1000. previously it was printing 2000, now it's 1000. So it is changing. Why it is named as variable? Now you get an idea, right? It's varying. It's not going to be constant like the same. It's varying, so they named it as variables. You can
Why it
change
is
at any
taking
point of time.
1000? We didn't give any other any operation, right? We only give one is 2000, other one is 1000. So why is taking that lesser one?
It will override. I'll tell you. Shoe price is
Because
2000 is there, right? So once it comes to the point, I will do like this. 1 minute.
it considers the latter operation, right? It
Override.
overwrites the
We will
memory
override it.
allocation of the previous one.
Yes.
Ma'am, in this case, will it, I mean, like assign a different memory for 1000 and assign the shoe price to that, or it will override the same memory allocation of 2000 and override it?
Override.
It overrides it.
Yes.
Then when will it like there's a concept in Java, right, where if I give a string name, suppose if I give a variable called name called string, I gave it a value called string, and if I change the name of it, and it instead of changing that location, it points out to the another location, right?
That is different concept, Sahan.
Oh,
For this, it's different. Okay. Uh,
okay,
that when we do the string buffer and all, I'll explain.
okay, ma'am.
String topic that time I'll explain. Okay. So I ran it in debugger mode now. So this is one of the thing. Separate detailed session I'll be taking on debugging, error handling and all. So you're executing this code, line number 18. So when you do this code, the shoe price will have the value of 2000. Okay. So
Yeah.
next line, you are going to the next line. Then the next line, 12, will execute. This line will come. In that case, the shoe price previously in your memory location 1001, this 2000 would have been added. Later on, after you execute it, this particular shoe price variable is there, right? It will be overwritten with the new value. It means that it will take the new value of 1000. You won't have this 2000. If you want more clarity, I'll be doing like this. I will add one more print statement. So I have two print statements. One is after executing this particular debugger one. After executing this shoe price, what is the value? And after this, what is the value? We will see both the things. Okay. If you want to keep it constant throughout, okay, now you can see 2000. After executing this line, the shoe price variable has 2000. Then have this. I have override the value of 2000 by 1000. So it has the latest value. So tomorrow there is a hype in the price, and if you feel it is some sale per se, so it came to 1000 the shoe price. Then after the sale, you feel that I want to increase the rate or the price of the shoe price, means that online shopping people will increase. And again, if you want to run it 1 year, and you can see this, right? The variable is same, but the values are varying based upon the assignment I'm doing. Got it, Shika?
Yeah.
The same logic. Say you have a classroom itself will take an example. One guy named Ram is class first on unit test 1. After the unit test 2, another guy named Peter has come first. So in the notice board, they would have put uh, class first is Ram. After unit test 2, they will change the name. Okay, they will rub the name of Ram and they will write Peter. It means that the class first, the placeholder is same, but the students are changing from one test to the other test. Similarly, the variables once you declared its same, but the value you assign will change. Are you clear about this concept, Shrikant? Because this is the base for any of the going forward arithmetic operations calculation and other things. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll do one more thing, and with this, we will be ending our session. So I have mentioned something called shoe size, right? If you have more variables, test, and can I say one more variable, empid, move. If you have to declare more than one variable, means you can do like this also by using a comma separations. So you are provided with a project to track the employee details, means employee ID, employee name. So you can do in a single line itself, but I won't recommend this. This is not a good practice. So always keep multiple lines so that it will be readable. But Java supports this. You can keep everything in the single line, all the variable names in the single line with comma separated. But the good way to do is keeping a separate line for all your declarations. Okay, with this, we can end our session today. I thought of covering the other parts like primitive data types today, but because of refreshing the old content, we are not able to cover this part. So in the next class, I'll be covering the primitive data types things. Okay, Sahan,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So
Sorry. Sorry.
yesterday the terminal parts there was a issue, right? So that we have corrected it, and I showed it to Shrikant also. So
Okay.
that you can check it. So instead of slash, we should have done dot that S in
Oh, okay,
SR.
okay.
So that was the thing. So usually the shell scripts in the Java, there are following two different things. If you are using shell scripts, you have to use slash, but in Java terminal, we are using that package, the folders com dot company dot, that way we have to
Okay,
use.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So from tomorrow,
This
sorry.
conference will now be recorded.
from tomorrow.